All right, guys. So today okay, hang on. We start today with talking about the internal forms. We have spent the last few weeks talking about external forms and all that, right? But the external form part is still not complete yet, lah. So today we continue with internal form. We start off with kitchen, okay? Kitchen, very important because everyone is practicing the kitchen rules very wrongly. The focal point for kitchen is the stove.
Yeah.
You see Mercury retrograde, even the sequencing of the coming out of the notes also all wrong. So for the kitchen, the most important point is the stove. But let's look at one point by one point, huh? Number one, you see this layout, the kitchen is in the center, yes?
Yeah.
Good or no good?
Well,
No.
It's no good.
No good.
No good. Why? The center of your property, okay, is the heart of your property. The human body also has a heart, right? Even an animal body, it has a heart. When your kidney fails, your body suffers, but you can still survive. You won't die. When your lungs fail, you can still survive. You won't die. But when your heart fails, you are dead. You're gone. Correct? That's the significance of the heart, right? So your property also has a heart, right now. So the heart is to be protected at all times. Understand? So when you have anything in the center of your property, it is never a good idea. Now, there are two things that you must always protect on your property. One is the heart of the property, which is the center. Two is the sitting. What do I mean by sitting? So if your property faces south, that means your property is sitting north. The other side is your sitting. Understand? So your sitting and your center must always be protected. All right. So when we talk about the center of your property, if you are so unfortunate as to have the center of your property serving as a bedroom, a kitchen, a toilet, it's not very good. But what can you suggest in such case? Because there are people who, you know, their property in the center of the property is a bunch of toilets or the kitchen. I've seen, not in Singapore, but I've seen. So what can you suggest to them?
well, you can like cover the stove with those stove covers.
But you still cook. And every time you cook, you are stabbing the heart.
True. That's true.
I mean, it's
Don't
like,
cook anymore. Just eat raw food.
Relocate the kitchen.
yeah, relocate the kitchen. If you can, totally relocate the kitchen, totally leave your center of the kitchen blank. Okay? Now,
Recording.
who is recording? Okay, so it's when you have something in the center of your house, there's nothing much any practitioner can do for you. Clear? So in feng shui, one of the top rules is avoid. Correct, no? It's not like you buy the property, then you can fix the property. I think I mentioned this in one of our previous sharings. Before you buy something, you always double check and triple check that everything is nice, right? Even if it's just a purse or a mug, you would check the mug for cracks. You would check the porcelain for smoothness, the niceness of the print before you take out your money and pay for it, right? So it's the same concept with property, right? So if the property is already built up, all right, and you have something in the center, straight away I automatic out of the running. Don't buy. No matter how beautiful, no matter how cheap, no matter how convenient the location, don't buy. Why? Why don't buy?
Sometimes it's not possible to fix it.
Sorry.
It's never possible. Seriously. Because you buy a property like that, before you go in, you already have attacked the center, dismantle everything there. Right? So it's not fixable. So let's say, unfortunately, for some people, there was a question that I once saw in a forum. The person has a kitchen in a center, and then they don't want to touch the center because there's not enough time to dismantle the thing. So what do you do then? Just don't use the kitchen. Okay? Don't cook, don't use the kitchen. And then don't stand there and have conversations and ha ha ha, or what have you. Just walk past if you have to walk past, because the fella has no choice. That's the layout of his home. Just walk past and do your stuff quietly. Don't stand there and happy holiday. Okay. What if you are unfortunate enough to have toilets in the center of your building? Don't use the
Convert to storeroom.
Ma tong. We go back to China, use the old traditional way. I'm very seldom stumped for solutions because I get really creative. But when you have a toilet or a kitchen in the center, I'm really stumped because I have no idea how to help you. So my first suggestion is, if you are staying in this property, move out, sell it off ASAP. Because it's not just a 1-year thing, it is a perpetual lifelong thing, right? Yeah, it's just that in the year of the tiger, star 5 goes back to center. That means all the stars, the feng shui stars, go back to their original placement. So it's super powerful. The good is super good, the bad is super bad. Understand? So the stars move every year, but every 9 years, you cannot whack one solid one. And every other year, every other normal year, you already cannot whack. But this 1 year, when the stars return to home base, you get it back. So it's not worth keeping. Sell it off. If you find that you have difficulty selling it off, then rent it out. Because there are people who don't believe in feng shui, so they don't care that it's in the center. They only care that, oh, it's a beautiful place, it's nice, I'll live here. So let them have it. Okay? So in such case, should your property be like that, just rent it out. But of course, make sure you collect your rent because sooner or later, these people will also have a problem paying you your rental money. Serious.
I know.
Okay, so the kitchen must always be in the side, never in the center, always in the side. Okay. Second thing is, kitchen in the center burns the heart of the house. I've already explained, right? The theories about the center of the house. So you don't, that's the last thing you want. Next, some people say that the kitchen should be in the negative sector. So what is a negative sector? So like, that's your house, you know your life guard. Who don't know what is your life guard? Hands up.
Me.
Oh, really? Okay. So your life guard is calculated based on your year of birth.
Oh, the kua. Sorry.
Yes.
I thought like I mixed something up now. Sorry. I do know my kua. Sorry.
Okay,
it
so
back.
Pala, do you know your guard?
It's 2.
Okay, so Tajana knows, Pala doesn't know. Can we work with Pala? So at least you can follow us. So Pala, what is your year of birth?
My 1969.
No, Tajana, Pala. Pala, you're on mute.
Am I on mute?
1956.
1956. Born before or after February?
After.
After. So then we add up her 4 digits of the year of birth, right? 1956 means 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 6. What does that give you?
21. 3.
21.
3. So because she's female, you plus 4. So 3 plus 4?
7.
7. So Pala, you're a life guard 7.
Oh.
So your life guard will tell you your favorable and unfavorable directions. Okay, there's a video that will teach you how to use that. I will send you guys the links again later. But understand that whatever you hear about the favorable and unfavorable directions from out there is not exactly the complete picture. So when you watch my video, you will understand what the yen nian, the huo hai, etc. is actually for. All right. Coming back to this, so Pala has her own life gua, correct?
Yeah.
Your house will also have its own life gua.
Yes.
Okay, so when your house also has its own life gua, you can also determine the house's Jieming sector, the Huo Hai sector, the Sheng Qi sector, correct or not?
Mm.
Yeah. So the 4 unfavorable directions are Huo Hai, Wu Gui, what else? Jieming, and
The 6 killing.
6 killing. So these 4 are the so-called unfavorable directions, okay, of the house, or unfavorable sectors or locations of the house. So some people say your kitchen must be in an unfavorable sector to suppress the qi. That is if you're using 8 mansions. Now, if you're using flying stars, then we prefer to see the kitchen in the southwest or in the sector with 3 or 4, star 3 or star 4. Why? Because kitchen, you do what? You cook, right? You got fire, right? So star 3 is wood element, right? Star 4 is wood element, right? Okay, I know some of you guys don't know what is flying star yet, but you can follow this conversation, okay? So star 3 is wood element, star 4 is wood element. What does fire do?
Burn.
Burns the wood, right? So therefore, if your kitchen is where the stars 3 and 4 is, it will burn the wood. Why do we want it to burn the wood? Control, because star 3 is quarrel, disagreements, arguments. Okay, so when you have fire burning off the star 3, then less arguments are. That's how they use it to control.
Okay.
Okay, now the thing is that no matter which sector your kitchen is located in, your stove direction must tap into your favorable direction. So Pala now has her life gua, right? She's a life gua 7, correct? So she knows what her favorable directions are. So no matter which sector your kitchen stove happens to be in, the knob, you know, the striker where you turn it and then the fire comes out for you to start cooking, we call that striker, right? The striker must be in a direction that is favorable to your batu. Okay, now it's easy if you are the only breadwinner in the family. Of course, follow you lah. But what if husband and wife both working? Then you support who? The striker must face where? We go
So
China,
the
okay?
person,
We go back to China. Long time ago in China, works. Only husband works, wife stay at home, pregnant and barefoot in the kitchen cooking, right? So the husband works, right? So long time ago, the striker is used to gear to support the husband's career. So the striker, kitchen stove striker, will support or face the husband's favorable direction. Usually we will use the Sheng Qi. Okay, so today's time different, right? Today's time women also work. Long time ago, no such thing as single parents. Yeah, not happy, angry, everything fine, still remain married, because that's the only way. Today, very different. Not happy, divorce, right? Then you divorce, and then the household becomes one income. Obviously, you support the mother since it's her house, or you support the man if it's his house. But today, divorced family is very common. So you don't have to think that, oh, I'm a single parent, because I'm female, so cannot support me, so the striker has to support my firstborn son. It doesn't work that way. Okay, what if your firstborn son is only 5 years old? What are you supporting? Right now, got to be practical lah. So you support yourself lah, because you are the income earner. Make sense or not? Yeah. So in today's time, people ask me, so striker should face who? Support who? Husband or wife? You decide based on, number one, who earns more? Who is the real corporate climber? Because some men are happy to just get to this stage and then they just kind of like, just hang there. they're not that ambitious. They don't want to go up further. But the woman, the wife, can be very ambitious. Then you support the wife. Understand? So that one is really up to you to decide. There's no right, no wrong. Clear?
Esther, I don't understand about the striker thing.
Which part you don't understand?
The striker,
What about the
the
striker?
knob, right?
Ah,
It's the knob of the stove.
yes.
Isn't it usually on top of the stove?
No, and I will show you now what I mean because I just googled some pictures. This is examples of stoves. Can see? I assume everybody can see, okay?
Yeah.
See this one? So this is the striker.
Yeah. So
So
it's on
assume
top.
this is north,
Ah,
assume this is south. So this here will be east, this will be west. So where is the striker located?
It's the south.
South law. In this example, the one with all the red drawing, the striker would then be in the south.
Oh, the striker of the stove. Okay.
Yes. Clear?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So we look at this one. Same principle, same concept as this one. It's just different angle.
Oh,
So assuming this is top is north, this is south. The striker is still in the south.
yeah.
But have you
Okay.
ever seen kitchen stove where the striker is on the side one? Have, right?
Yeah, have.
You see the striker is in the front one. Same, if this is north,
Yeah.
the striker is still south.
Oh, okay.
And this one, induction cooker, no striker.
The button.
No striker. Induction cooker tak pakai, no count.
Oh.
Because no fire.
Oh.
Clearer?
Yeah.
Esther,
Yes.
what happens if the striker faces a jamming?
Who's jamming? Who is asking the question?
Winnie, sorry, I have
Winnie.
to
So,
mute.
if the striker is facing your jamming, the plate where you have the striker can change one, right?
Okay, I
change
understand. Thank you.
It's a few $100s. You see, people can sometimes be very tight-fisted. They think, don't want to change, spend money. But if you don't spend that $300 to change your cooker top, I don't know whether I'm using the right term, but you get what I mean, right? If you don't spend that $300 to change the cooker top, you are forever going to be having trouble. Why not just invest the $300, remove the problem, that's it. It's a one-time thing. It's not like you every year must change. You just change one time. Correct? So it's a worthwhile investment. It's only $300. Okay? Now, can we happy change stove? Date selection is always needed for feng shui activities. Always. Doesn't matter what feng shui activity you're talking about. Whether it is fire activation, water activation, you always need date selection. But some people lazy lah. They don't care lah. They just do lah. Then most of the time you are not so unlucky that you trigger something bad most of the time. Okay. Now, if you're very unlucky on that day when you did the activity, a bad star is in that sector, then good luck to you lah. That's when all the shit comes out and then you start backpedaling and trying to shovel shit out of the way lah. Okay, but you won't die. All right. But there are 3 very important things that we in feng shui never do without date selection. One is the stove. So if you want to hack up your cooker top and replace, you have to have date selection. Okay. If you want to move your bed, there are certain days which are more auspicious for relocating your bed. Okay. Now, Chinese got this thing, an chuang. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it correctly, but what it is for wedding couples when they first share a bed long time ago. Okay, in China. In China, you don't share bed until you're married. No. Okay, that's the first time you're seeing your spouse. That's the first time you have your joyful experience. So that bed direction, the allocation, the installation, for lack of a better word, needs date selection one. Then after the to anchuang is to install the bed lah. So after you've done that, and then you're moving house, you want to shift the bed, or if you're more the super cautious one, you want to clean behind the bed because a lot of dust collects in there, right? Not so you want to drag your bed out. Some people apply date selection for that also. Okay, yeah. The next one is your stove, your bed, and
Office.
no, no. I mean office. Yes, you can apply date selection. You should, but there are some things that we cannot be lazy about. And the three things in feng shui is water activation, stove changing or relocation, that kind of thing, and bed. These three things cannot hide, cannot be lazy, must need date selection. Okay, clear? So JJ was saying that very difficult to do date selection because so many family members, right?
Yeah.
Reading the chat, huh? Okay, date selection is hard since many family members. That depends on what you're activating. If you are activating your personal sky horse star, then the whole date selection process is based on your parts only. If you are activating a water feature, then we're taking a date that supports everybody, but specifically you, if you're activating it for a reason. Do you understand? There are certain T and C, but date selection is a whole new course of study, okay? But I'm just giving you an introduction, a little bit of an explanation here today. What is date selection? Are we clear?
Okay. Yep.
Esther, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So if you change it to an induction hob, is it that better? Does it still apply?
Induction cookers got no fire, ma.
Mhm.
So in feng shui, we don't regard it as a stove.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
So-
would be a solution.
So there's nothing to gain. There's also less to be concerned about.
Esther, I have a
I use
question.
induction at home. Yes, Pala.
Yeah, we have altar in Indian families, and we always have this lamp be always lighted up the whole day. So
Fire.
this is fire, right? So does it affect the whole thing?
Good question. You compare the size of the fire from a kitchen stove, and then you compare to the size of the fire from your altar offering. Got difference?
Yes.
Yes, because altar offering is just one small candle only, ma. Right?
Mm.
So it's not. In a way, it is fire activation. It is, but in a way, it also cannot be helped because it's altar offering.
Because once we have some problem, and then one of the feng shui person say that because we always have fan blowing when you sit there, it's a room, when you sit there praying or meditating in front of the altar, it's very warm. So when they put the fan, the feng shui say that air and fire cannot gel, so they ask us not to do it, aircon the place or something like that.
Okay, number
So I
one,
don't know this
it is
concept.
not air and fire cannot gel. It is water and fire cannot gel
Oh, okay.
because water
Mm.
puts out fire. Air makes fire grow bigger, or it can extinguish the fire, but the real fire extinguisher is water. Okay, so whether
Oh.
you want to aircon your prayer room or not, that's up to you. You can still turn on the fan. Just be more careful to take guard against setting your whole house on fire. That's all. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
I have altar in my home. I am predominantly Buddhist. My altar at home used to have the full offering, candles, oil offering, food offering, flower, fruit, everything. Okay, but one day I looked up to the ceiling and I was like, oh shoot, my whole ceiling is black.
Suit. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, I stopped my mom from making the fire offerings every day. And today I have never restarted because I used to have a cat as well. And the naughty bugger would just jump on the altar and then he'll walk in between everything. Of course, when we are awake and we see it, we will get him off. But it happened one night that he jumped onto the altar and then he played and he toppled the whole fire offering. So my whole altar was on fire in the middle of the night.
Oh my.
Yeah. So if you have pets, fire offering on altar can be a bit tricky. Okay. But from that day onwards, I don't do fire offering on my altar. So that one is religion, not feng shui.
Okay.
Just so we're clear. Okay, that's religion, not feng shui. But we do on occasion encourage doing fire activation. But fire activation can preferably be done in the south sector, because south is fire. Okay. But yours is like daily affair, right? Your daily offering of fire is a daily affair, so it's not exactly activation anymore. Kitchen sink and stove has to be 3 feet apart. You see this? This is not 3 feet apart. This is right next to it. So earlier on, I said what? Water and fire cannot be together, right? Now,
Yeah.
having said that, if I see an apartment with this kind of kitchen and with this kind of stove and sink together, I also not very concerned on. Why? A long time ago in China, how they wash dishes? They take a big basin, collect water, put the dishes inside there, right?
Yeah.
When there's enough, then they sit down to wash. Or when the person has enough time to wash the whole stack of dishes, then they'll sit down there and wash. So in other words, a pail of water, the basin of water can sit there for a very long time. It becomes water. So water next to the stove, no good. But in modern day, our sink, we don't collect water. I don't know about you, but most of the time, people, when they finish their food, they take the plate to the sink, they rinse out whatever stains is there, and then they just leave it there. There's enough to so-called justify the time to wash. That's what I do. So my sink is really literally next to my stove, but then my sink doesn't collect water. Okay, because the tap is now very easy on off. Last time, olden days farming territory, where got tap? They go to the well to collect water. Right now. And my stove is induction. So I also not bothered. In all my homes that I live in, it's always been like that. Okay. But if you actually have the habit of collecting basins of water to soak your plates in, and then it's right next to your kitchen stove, then you have a problem. You see, not everything needs to be corrected. Correct, not? So sometimes the practitioner go to your house, oh, this one like that. You are spending money which you may not need to spend. That is why it is important you understand the concepts and precepts behind some of the feng shui practices. Then you understand, oh, this money actually I don't need to spend on. Okay. Next. Kitchen stove and kitchen sink cannot be opposite each other. You see this, the sink and the stove. When I see this kind of setup, I straight away don't like, even though the sink doesn't collect water. Why? You see the layout of the kitchen, right? Even just from here, from where we are, we're looking at this. Obviously, this table here with the stove is in the middle of the kitchen. Obvious, right? So what did we talk about earlier today? We started off the first slide with center of the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
So for me, when I see this kind of situation, right, straight away I'll tell them change. I don't like. It is not because of the sink. It is because your kitchen cannot be in the center of the house. That's number one. Number two, the center of any room cannot be touched. Okay. Then here you have your kitchen with a center table with a stove in the center some more. And then to top it off is a fire stove. Obviously not very good lah. Change lah. So what if the person tells you that, oh, but my island table is cemented to the floor type, I cannot change one. Okay lah, then you just put in a console table between your sink and your kitchen. What can you do? right? But my concern is not the sink, ma. My concern is the fire stove in the middle of the kitchen, ma. Right now. So then what do? The person insists on keeping the stove. Okay lah, you change to induction lah. At least lesser evil, right? No fire. Correct, not? It's not perfect, but it is better than you using actual real fire. Clear? Understand? Who don't understand, hands up?
But what if it's the other way around? That means stove is back there and then the sink is in the middle. Okay, right?
Okay lah.
Unless of
Provided your sink is not those basin type collect water one. Dishwasher don't count as sink.
oh,
Washing machine don't count as water feature.
because I see
Fridge
a
also
lot
don't
of
count as water feature.
people kitchen, the island, it has a sink.
Yes, I've seen.
Yeah,
Mm.
very common.
Island kitchen table on its own is no good because it obviously means that you are taking your vegetables, your whatever to the island kitchen and cut, chop, right? Activity in the center of your kitchen is not good. And then the next step of badness is you have a sink in the middle of it. And then the next step worse is fire stove. Okay. Now, when I see the island kitchen fire stove, there is another reason why we don't like stove in the middle. Number one is the center of the kitchen. Cannot have anything in the center. Number two is fire. You're making it worse. Number three, kitchen stove must be against the wall. So if you have a kitchen stove on an island table, how is that against the wall? No, right? So obviously not good lah. But then I think in the Western world it's more common. In Asian world, not so common. Our kitchen, our stove is usually up against the wall. Yeah. So you will encounter this problem more in the Western world. Okay. Solution, put a console between the two stoves. Okay, but it is not the perfect solution. Perfect solution is remove the fire stove from the center. And then people start to complain. And then you tell them, okay lah, you don't remove lah, you do ABC lah. And then after they do ABC, then they say that they don't enjoy their life anymore, the house not so nice anymore, this and that. Very hard to please people. Yeah, but you always advise the lesser of two evils. Okay. Kitchen stove must be against the wall, which is what I said earlier, right? Cannot be in the center. Stove also must not be opposite the kitchen door, T-junction. Okay. Means, let's say this is my kitchen. This is my door. My stove is here. Cannot. Okay, this means sachi. Directly at your stove. So, let's say your door is here. Okay, your door is. Wait, sorry, just give me a minute. Your door is here. Then your stove is here. Also cannot. Even though the stove is against the wall, because this is still sachi. Got it? So the ideal scenario, hang on. The ideal scenario is your door is here, your stove is here, opposite side.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. What was the question? Winnie, is it?
No, Pala here.
Pala.
When you enter from the main door, behind there's a wall, the small veranda, there's a wall, and behind the wall, there's the stove against the wall. So does this also sachi?
Very hard to visualize. You enter the house, there's a wall on the right side.
There's a wall. Behind that wall
on the
is
other
kitchen.
side of the wall is the stove. So how is that
that's
sachi?
right.
Already blocked already.
Oh, the wall is blocked. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just now I heard one voice. I think it was Winnie with a question.
Does the oven consider as a, if the oven is is placed in the center.
Depends
In
on
the
what kind of oven
cabinet.
it is.
Yeah.
You know, olden days got gas oven, got electric oven. Now mostly electric oven. Last time gas oven, you must book up the thing, you must open the thing, and then you must strike the match and light the oven, right? And that one got fire lah. But these days, modern day, we use mostly electric oven. Okay, so the thing is that as long as it is stove, as long as it should not be in the center. Clear?
I have one question, Doris.
Yes, Doris.
What do I do when I have the oven and the stove separated?
Doesn't matter. what.
In Europe, sorry?
Oh,
Yeah, you were saying in Europe?
In Europe, we often have the stove for cooking and the oven for baking in separated in the kitchen. And then do I look at both?
Just the stove. Oven, no
Okay.
fire.
Okay.
Yeah. Microwave, oven, toaster, all these not considered stove. Yeah. Induction cooker, not real stove. Not in feng shui terminology. Clear? Some people cook using microwave oven. It's a matter of personal preference. But if you are using a microwave oven to cook, then I suggest you change because it's not very healthy.
I think we
Better
should
you
all
use a
change
steamer.
to induction. Safe.
No, not true.
No fire.
Okay, so who has got your kitchen stove under a beam? You know what is a beam?
yeah, I have it, but I don't use the light.
Not a light beam, but this one.
Oh, well, no, it's mine is how can I say that, for the fencing, that, you know, and then there's a light installed in it.
Lighting.
Yeah,
It's
it's
still a
kind of
beam.
like, hold on, let me
You see
just
this
show
one?
you. Hold on, let me show.
It is still a beam.
Yeah, no, but it's not, it's you see?
No, we're seeing your face. You got to turn the camera around.
Oh wait, I need to, like, hold on. Oh wait, let me just go like this.
And
Do you
that's
see
the
it
beam.
now?
Oh, that's your
Yeah.
cooker hood.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't, you know, I can't take this off, but I don't use the light.
You see, when you have a cooker hood, because last time feng shui don't have cooker hood. Last time in China, they cook open air. The
Yeah.
kitchen is outdoor one. Right? They're very smart. The kitchen is not part of the house. It's a separate building one. So whatever fumes, etc., goes out, doesn't go into the house. But in modern day living, we have things like cooker hood. So is the cooker hood part of the kitchen stove? There's nothing about it in the classics. There is nothing about it in the classics. So personally, I choose to ignore that point, to be honest. Because
Okay.
number one, there is nothing in the classics about it. Okay. And number two, it's a case of most houses come with this thing built in already. Then what are you going to do? You can remove it. If it makes you feel better, you can remove it. But I wouldn't bother. Okay, you see the beam here? There's a beam. I hope you guys can see it, right? There's an indent here. The indent is the size of this cabinet, okay? That's how thick the beam is. And then the stove is right under the beam. We don't like, so move your stove out of that beam. So usually a beam like that, right, could be, maybe you could put a cupboard in or something. It will look better. It would be better feng shui wise. Although this is really very pleasing to the eye, but it is not very good feng shui lah. Okay. Refrigerator is not water, so you can put it anywhere you want. Then people ask, what about knives? Here lah, in the knife block holder lah. And please don't tell me knives are sharp. Because knives are sharp. That's the whole point of having a knife. But don't tell me that it is shachi, okay? So knife can put anywhere. obviously you put it in a safe place, obviously. And obviously it is for preparing food, not for using on someone.
Although
Coins in
I
the
have
rice urn. Yes.
can I just say something? I mean, maybe it's just me, but when I started to put my kitchen knives into the cupboard after use, because I don't have a block, it felt better.
Okay.
Might be just me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we talk about coins in the rice urn. No feng shui meaning. So it doesn't mean you put coins in there, you will forever have money to buy rice, because rice is a staple Asian food. Okay. Then suppose the Western world equivalent would be putting money into your food cabinet. It doesn't work that way. Not feng shui. Symbolic. You do symbolic action, you get symbolic result. Okay. Kitchen walls are blue in color. No problem. But what's with the fascination, for lack of a better word, about the color of your kitchen wall? Kitchen is where you cook, supposed to be fire. And then they say, oh, blue is water, so cannot, because water and fire clash. So I think my face speaks for itself, so you don't need me to expand on that. Okay. Are we clear on the coloring?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one question, Esther.
Yes, Manu.
No, it's
Oh,
me,
not Manu.
Birna.
Yeah, you sound like her.
When you talk about stove, you're talking about fire. Are you talking about only gas stove that has real fire when you cook, or are you talking about any stove, electric stove?
Any stove that produces fire.
Yeah, but okay, so only gas, basically.
I think electric stove also can produce fire, right? Right? I remember in school when we were doing home economics, they had electric gas stoves. They had
yeah, but I don't have gas stove. I just have a normal stove that the thing it just heats up. It's no fire, like
induction. So your stove is like an induction cooker lah. Do you know what that is?
It's the ceramic one. Is it the ceramic top?
This one?
No, it's not ceramic. It's the old thing. I don't know what's called in English.
You want to show us a picture?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see. I need to.
Sometimes it's better.
Yeah, I need to charge my. Let's
you can do it.
If I can.
There you have fine.
You call this fire?
I think it's like
it's a hot plate.
It's electricity.
Yeah,
with plates.
Yeah,
like plates. Yeah,
hot plates.
Yeah.
Hot plates turn red when you're using it, right? Right.
Sorry.
Hot plates, when you turn it on, and you need it to heat up before you can use it, it turns red color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
charcoal?
not this one.
Oh?
No.
Really? Okay. You know Chinese use charcoal to cook in China? Yeah, they have that little like a mini stove thing, and I don't know what we use it to make love letters and kueh bulu, that kind of thing. It's like we used to burn charcoal, set charcoal on fire, and then do our cooking there. Wait, I'm trying to show you.
Yeah, that was like that when I was growing up, in my parents' house. It was the same. But this is just electric stove, an old one. No fire, no. And it doesn't turn red.
This one. Can you see this one? In olden days, we used this to cook. Who's laughing?
Oh my God. This is lovely.
What? Who is that? Tajana. Okay.
Yeah, that's me. Like I'm like totally into old stuff. Like this is like
Are
I've
you a
never
Capricorn?
seen this.
Are you a
I've never
Capricorn,
seen this.
Tajana?
Yeah.
Are you a Capricorn?
No, I'm Sagittarius.
We shall talk about your chart when we come to sharing on astrology, and then we will figure out why you like old stuff.
I'm an old
I also
soul.
I also like old stuff. Yeah. Okay. So Brenna, does that answer your question? No fire, so not fire stove, huh?
Yeah, so basically what you're saying, it doesn't matter for me because there is no fire.
You're lucky.
One less thing to be concerned about. I mean, other than the usual
Very
fire
good.
precautions, okay.
Me, I have to go shopping now to buy an induction.
Oh, induction cooker is cheap lah. Very cheap. What am I doing? Okay. Now we talk about bedrooms above kitchen. I mean, in Singapore, most of us live in HDB, so we don't have that problem. But some of us live in bungalows. Small minority of us live in bungalows, and then some of us live in you see, like for us HDB, if the stack has got 15 floors, and then let's assume Kahong stays above me, Hui Jian stays below me, one floor up and one floor down. Where my kitchen is also where Kahong's kitchen is. It is also where Hui Jian's kitchen is. Standard one. The whole block would be the same template one. Okay, so we don't have the issue of your bedroom is above my kitchen. You understand? But in a Western world, their houses can be designed differently from ours. So if your bedroom is above a kitchen, there's a few rules to apply. Your bed cannot be directly where the stove is. So if your stove is in your how do I explain this? Okay, so let's say this is your first floor. This is your second floor, directly on top. So your stove is here on the red X. So on the second floor, this will be exactly where the stove is, right? The X. So your bed cannot be directly here. Your bed has to be relocated to another position. Follow? So your bed cannot be directly on top of your stove. Now, is it easier to move your stove or is it easier to move your kitchen? Your bed.
The bed.
Generally, it is easier to move the bed. But for some people, maybe the bedroom has limitations in terms of layout or in terms of size. And then you can consider moving your stove. Okay. So what happens if you cannot move either one? Then you pray and hope that the distance between your kitchen floor and your bedroom floor is at least 12 feet. Singapore one don't have lah, HDB. Right now, our HDB I think is 9 feet. So if you live on a landed in Singapore, or if you in the Western world, your bedroom is directly above the kitchen, just make sure bed and stove is not in the same stack. Simple, straightforward. I don't think your houses are 12 feet high in ceiling, right, Manu? Just use your son as a measurement. He's tall. Make him stand and then figure it out. So bad, right?
No, it's not. It's a 6'2". Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, so your buildings are roughly around 9 feet high ceiling. That's the
yeah.
basic lah. Yeah. Basic for worldwide, I think 9 feet. Okay. So if your ceiling is 12 feet, 15 feet is fine. So for people who are building their own houses, I would recommend go 15 feet per floor. Because why? Qi is very interesting. Yes, you can get away with 9 feet, even if your kitchen and your bedroom, you don't have this problem of your bed being on top of your kitchen. But the bigger your container, the more qi it can contain, right? Your house is your container, right? So what do? When your ceiling is high, it means your built-up area is higher, your cubic meters. So more qi can come in. I used to live in a penthouse. It was really nice. The ceilings were like whoosh, very high. And when we activated the direct indirect wealth spirit, whoa, it was boomtown. Okay, because so much of the tea came in and collected, right? And we worked at one point we were just maybe working 2-3 hours a week, and we were getting like full salary. And then when we activated one indirect wealth point, it just went up.
Can I ask what the features did you have?
What water features do I have? When? Now or then?
No, then.
Water feature basically means a container large enough to contain X amount of water and a bubble pump.
Just a bucket of water, like.
A bigger bucket lah.
That is. I don't know.
You want? I can teach you how to activate lah, but not today. Slowly, because you need to understand certain concepts before I can safely activate stuff for yourself. Learn to walk first lah, then we run lah. Huh? So, bedroom formation. Nice this bedroom. But do you see what's wrong with it?
The door.
Door.
Door facing the window.
No lah, the door facing your bed. So the
bed
sleeping here first.
Saki,
Sorry, sometimes we lapse to Singlish. When your door is open, the Sachi comes in, the person sleeping on this side of the bed will first be affected. That's proper English.
Oh.
So yeah, but if the door is closed.
Door is closed, then no problem.
So only when you sleep.
Generally, I would tell people when you are sleeping, close the door. If you're sitting there daytime just to read a book for half an hour or so, I forget it. It's okay. No problem. Okay? I presume this is the bathroom somewhere. You look carefully, you can see a mirror, dresser lights. Yeah. I presume this room is the bathroom door. So bathroom door should always be closed. Always. Because why? Yin qi. Okay. Okay, so now we talk about bedrooms. Press the wrong button. Give me a second. I get so stressed when I cannot find the buttons. There you go. Okay. You see the pole in the center? No good lah. Fire. I mean, it's very nice and cozy. It lets a very nice, cozy touch, cozy environment, but it is not good. Okay. You see this?
Yeah.
Bedroom door facing bedroom door. Can see her. So what is the Sachi like here? No good lah. The chi come in here, bang out again. In, out, in, out. There is no meandering through the property. Understand? Chi, whether good star, bad star, needs to meander. You know why? You need to breathe what? Right? So it's good if you can have one of those little purifiers on your table kind of thing. So this kind of qi is no good. You want it to move through the whole property. Okay? Bedroom forms. You see this one? The bedroom is not square one. It's L-shaped. Because this one is stuck space. Dead space. Okay? So L-shaped bedrooms are not good. I mean, it's a very nice design with a little sitting corner here with TV and whatnot. But for feng shui purposes, this is not good. So you build a wardrobe here instead, so that you even it up. Follow? So your wardrobe can go all the way here and cover up this part also, ma, because this is half dead space. Clear?
Yep.
Straightforward. Some solutions are very straightforward. Okay. Every property has a shape. Your building has a shape. Your property layout has a shape. Your room has a shape. Correct, not? So each shape represents an element. This is what the various shapes represent. Square shape is always preferred. Okay, this is number one. If cannot, then we take rectangle shape. Round shape is metal, not good, not for residents. That's why Ang Mo Kio block of flats, Pala, if you remember, you asked this question last week, I think. Ang Mo Kio flats is considered metal environment, so not very good for domestic. T shape is no good. Triangle shape, very strong. Odd shape is the worst. Oval shape is not good for house. It's better for office meeting room. Trapezium shape is also like odd shape lah. So trapezium shape, you know what's the shape, right? It's very odd shape lah. So your bed cannot be here, even though this is an even wall. Your bed has to be on the longer side. Okay. The whole idea here is to provide as much stability as you can within that room shape. Okay. Who likes 4-poster bed? I do. I find it very romantic. I find it very nice. I feel a bit like a princess when I'm in a four-poster bed. You know, they can roll here, roll there with the dogs, can do anything. It's very nice. But a 4-poster bed can never fit into our HDB flats, right? It can't. So when I travel, I love to jump into a 4-poster bed. But is it okay to have it at home? Yes, go for it. If you want to custom make one to fit your, go for it. Okay?
Oh, you can. Is
Or I
it?
see Palas with. Yes, you can. You can have a 4-poster bed. It's just a bed.
Yeah, but I got a lot of poles, right? So you say poles are no good.
Yeah, poles in the center of the house or in the what do you call it? Structural poles are no good. 4-poster bed different. 4-poster bed can. We're not going there, but a 4-poster bed is okay to have feng shui wise. Okay. What about water bed?
Water bed. Oh my God.
Probably
Nothing.
not. Probably not, because
Okay.
you're not supposed to have water in the bed room.
Now,
No.
your answer is correct, but the logic behind it is a bit off. Okay.
Okay.
So I share with you now. You can. It is not good to have a water bed because there's insufficient support.
You're gonna be wobble.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, even intimacy is difficult. Yeah. No. That's number one. Number two is, you know, as we age, our back kind of requires more support. I don't know if you guys realize this. Yeah. So when you sleep on a water bed, it's like, holy crap. Next morning you wake up, you remember, or you suddenly feel like you're 80-year-old. Okay. Now, water beds are not encouraged, but you can have it if you want it, especially if you're younger. Okay. But the logic, like Tatiana shared just now, was a little bit off in the sense that you can have water in the bedroom. You can. I know a lot of people say, no, you water in the room is too young and too this and too that. Now, there is no such thing as cannot have water in the bedroom. You can actually have a water feature in your bedroom if you want. Yeah. Some people even have a television set in their bedroom.
Mm.
But the logic behind this is very simple. Television set noisy, ma. And we assume you are one part of a couple. One wants to sleep, one wants to watch TV. The one watching TV is happy. The one trying to sleep is, holy shit, can I just, you know, bang the TV shut or whatever, right? So it becomes sachi in that sense. So a water feature usually comes with a bubble pump, right? Yeah. And then If you are a cheapo and you buy a cheap bubble pump and then it goes dong, 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 the whole night. And then if the bubble pump is put above water and then you can hear the water dripping onto the surface of the water in the tank, dong, 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 the whole night through. Can you sleep? I can. I can.
I can't.
Sleep better with water. You see? So can we have water in the bedroom? Can. But if you find that you're a light sleeper and you're annoyed by the sound, then just remove the water, full stop, and a problem. It is not a feng shui thing. Okay? You can have water in the bedroom, although by and large, the more traditional people will tell you cannot. Cannot, you decide lah. It's not feng shui lah.
Okay.
Okay. We continue. There you go. So nice, right? You can feel like a little princess. Yeah. Now we talk about bed positioning. We okay. Number one, we obviously this is window. Okay. Then the bed is against the window. Now, I have told you all repeatedly that with a bed frame, bed headboard against window is acceptable. Just close the window. Remember, I've always said that. Yeah, it is still acceptable. It's just that if you have, if you can, you put your headboard against a solid wall. But if for layout reasons or for whatever reasons, you cannot put it against a solid wall and you need to put it against a window, it is fine. You will not die because of it. Okay? Later, I will show you why we don't like headboard against window. That one we got to take a trip to China. Okay, I will show you why later. But for now, just be aware that yes, you can still put your window, your bed headboard against a window. It's just that we prefer something a little more quiet if we can. Okay, the window is young. Beds under a beam. I think most of our HDB rooms, we all have beams lah. So for instance, okay, this one here, beam, right now, you can see the beam right in the layout. Can you see or not? Can you guys see? You see this? This is the beam. So this happens to be my friend's property. His bed is here. He's a single man, career problematic. Okay, so his bed is here. This is where his pillow is. He sleeps right under the beam. So what he could have done was to get a carpenter and even out this beam. It makes your room smaller, but it's better. Okay, that's what I mean. Next, bed cannot face mirror. 床头照镜, I think that's 镜. My Chinese is crap. 身体多病. Literally translated means if your bed faces a mirror, your body has many sickness. That is what it said. Okay, but you have to understand. We go China. Okay, short trip to China. Chinese culture is what? We can scold people, but make it sound very nice one. That one is Cantonese. Okay, because within Chinese we have got our own sub-dialect groups, right? So the Cantonese can scold you, but the way they say sounds like a compliment. Sounds like. The Chinese Mandarin, okay? The Chinese culture on its own is one that is full of poetry. All our olden classic texts, whether feng shui or what the sun what De Jing, the Taoism, Confucianism teachings, all that, right? Dao De Jing, I think they call it. Don't know lah, Chinese term. But it's all written in poetic form one. Correct not? So when it's presented like that, you need to understand the Chinese language, the history of the language in order to interpret it. So when you see that Chinese phrase that I shared just now, you have to understand that it is not to be taken literally. So yes, your bed can face mirror. Can we agree on that? Okay, or at least can I say that you have an understanding of what I'm trying to share with you here? Your bed can face a mirror, no issue. We covered the issue of mirrors, I think a couple of sessions ago. If you have a mirror on the side of your bed, it ups the kinky factor in your bedroom. That's it. Sometimes in the night, you wake up to go use the bathroom, you sit up in bed, you see this image reflected back at you, you get shocked and you give yourself a little scare or you give yourself a heart attack. It's you scaring yourself. That's it. Okay? Clear? So you can have a mirror on the side of your bed. You can have a mirror on top of your headboard, although I don't like that. You can have a mirror at your foot. That means you are staring right into the mirror when you're sitting up in bed. It does not affect your health. Understand? The only thing you should be concerned about if you have a mirror in these locations is that you scare yourself. Full stop. So if you're not the steady type, you get shocked easily, then don't have a mirror in the room. But if you're very steady, nothing much scares you, then it's okay. All right. Why don't we want a mirror hanging over your bed? A couple of sessions ago, we shared that people hang paintings. Two of my clients, the painting dropped on them when they're sleeping, right? Imagine if it's a mirror. Yeah. So never hang something heavy over your headboard wall. Safety issue, not feng shui. Coffin position is a no-no. Coffin position means your bed is like that and then it's facing the door because your feet facing the door, right? In olden days when when there's a funeral, it is always held at home. So the coffin always goes out leg first through the door. So that was through the main door. But then over time, it became cannot. Bedroom door also cannot. And then you cannot face a cupboard here also. The foot of your bed cannot face a cupboard because it's still a door. So is that feng shui? I leave you to think about it, okay? Now, you never put your bed like this. Because this one here, the corner here is Sachi directly at you. Some people say, oh, I can build a cabinet to even out that wall. Why make things so difficult? Right now, Chinese we say make until so difficult. Just put your bed like this against this wall or this wall or this wall. Simple. Why must angle like that? Don't. You angle like that, you're basically inviting Sachi into your life. Make things difficult for yourself. And also not very, what do you call that? Not very good in terms of layout. Not spacious. Yeah. Rooms with slanted ceilings. Okay, I'm looking at the questions in the chat group. If stove faces toilet, then you close the toilet door. Toilet door supposed to be closed all the time. Right? And then you move your toilet. Move your stove. Stove can move. Toilet not so easy to move. But toilet door is supposed to be closed all the time. JJ says hers is under the machine that absorbs smell. JJ, what are you talking about? And then fridge is not water. No, it's not. What is it? Nothing, is just a fridge. Do have DW activate like IW2. I don't understand that. Yeah. Then Arwin says need to put pakwa when bedroom door facing bedroom door. Hello, we don't use pakwa. Arwin.
Okay.
We don't use pakwa. Mirror is Taoist thing. It is not a feng shui thing. And we covered this in the last session actually. If you use a pakwa mirror at your door, then you go and shine into your neighbor's door. Mirror is you need to watch the replay of the last session, okay? But a mirror basically is, in Taoism, it is to catch evil spirits or to reflect them or to trap them somewhere. Mirror is also said to suck your soul. It's a portal into another world. It is a portal for them to come into our world. There are many beliefs about the mirrors, but in Feng Shui, we do not pay any weight. We don't give any credence to mirrors. Okay, we don't use Pakwa because you have to understand that there is a difference in flying star Feng Shui versus Ba Zai versus Pakwa versus flying star Feng Shui, a classical Feng Shui practice in Western world and in Eastern world. Okay, so rooms with slanted ceiling, we don't like because why? It suppresses the qi. You see this?
Oh, shit.
So presumably on the other side, it's also like that. And then your bed under the beam some more. Okay. Then you see the second picture. Flat, flat, and then suddenly these are beams. Okay, so if you really have a room like that, right, then you put your bed in a sector that does not have a beam. Okay, you see this one? It's a very nice creative use of an attic room. I assume it's the attic because of the slanted ceiling. But it's cozy, I'll grant you that. But the person occupying this room will have a lot of difficulty in making progress in life. And you see this one?
That's my son's bedroom. The previous one.
Then you see this one? It's a very nice, cozy reading corner, coffee corner, you know, but I wouldn't spend too much time. I mean, if you don't convert it, if you don't convert the space, it's wasted space. So I suppose in terms of economics, you know, you don't want to waste dollars, so you convert it into something. But I wouldn't use it for too often or too long because it suppresses your progress at work. Yeah. You also need to know where is this happening. If this is happening, if this slanted ceiling thing is happening in the sector that is your yan yan or the houses yan yan, then your relationships all got problem. Understand? Without feel a problem. Room in basement. I don't know about you guys, but every time I watch a murder movie, the poor victim is always in the basement.
Especially English movie.
Yeah. So basement rooms are not good. Basement rooms are not good. The qi goes down very fast and it is better as a shopping center, not for homes. I know that in Western world, they tend to convert their basement into a den. Everybody goes there, watch TV, stuff like that. I mean, that's the idea that I get from watching like what Chachi and what Fonzie, that kind of movies growing up in the 70s, all those sitcoms. Their dens are always in the basement, yeah? So basement qi is not very good for a home. If it's a home, I normally say just use it as a storeroom because this kind of thing is better for shopping centers. Okay. So you want to know why we don't like headboards against the north? Oh. We go China, okay? I show you the old layout of a house in China. Very beautiful. Okay. This is north. This is south. Ah, yes, there you go. See this? Okay. So this is the main house. Okay. Sorry. This is the main block. So the master and mistress of the house will stay here. These two is their space, the space for the master of the house. Sometimes it is the kitchen, sometimes it's their own things lah. Okay. So this is the left side, right? 男左女右嘛, man on the left, woman on the right ma. So this block that's number 11 is used for the sons, married sons with their wives. Then this one here is for their daughters, or rather their unmarried daughters, because if the daughter is married, the daughter will move out to the husband side already ma. So this side is for the unmarried daughters. Okay, this side here is also for the unmarried daughters, but spinsters lah. Sometimes many daughters no place to put, cannot squeeze all here, so they put some here, something like that lah. This one all is servants' quarters. So this one is north. That's why in feng shui we have the tortoise behind, yeah, the phoenix. Then you have the green dragon, and then you have the tiger here. Okay, so north wind very strong. So they never like to put the headboard against the north. The north wind comes in here. So that's why this one is here to help block the wind. Okay, but this is the layout of an old housing in China of a very rich man. Not farmer lah, rich man obviously. Nice, right? See, got courtyard, one courtyard, then down here also got one more courtyard. This is the main courtyard. So if you guys have gone to a Peranakan home before, you will realize that this part very common. Peranakan homes all in got one airwell one. You all realize or not? Fish tanks. I constantly get people asking me, is it okay to put a fish tank in this corner or in that sector? Depends. First of all, it must comply with the San Yuan Shen Kong direct, indirect wealth spirit. And this one I taught you guys before. Do you guys still remember? In case you don't, here we go. So this is northeast. We use the 8 directions. Technically, according to the Shen Kong direct, indirect, water can be in these directions. Okay, I circle in green for you. North, southeast, southwest, and east. Water can be in these 4 directions. But this year, star 2 is in the southwest, right? So you cannot have water here. Confirm. Okay. So when we talk about water in these 3 directions, we are talking about external form. That means outside your house. So you want to see river, a stream, the ocean, but you must also see before you see, you have all this external form outside, right? And then the qi is so far away, you want to bring it into your home, right? And that's why you have a fish tank. Understand? Because qi collects on the surface of water, correct? So if the qi is collecting out there on the ocean surface, I want to bring it into my property, I use a fish tank. I mean, we refer to it as a fish tank, but it can be a pail of water for all we care. Understand? Yeah. So you put the water feature in your home in, say, the east sector. Then all the qi comes into your home, and then you use it by carrying out relevant activity. So if you say that you are looking for extra jobs to earn extra income, then you activate this thing. And then you sit there and you play Candy Crush. Are you going to get that job? Not bloody likely. Okay? So it must be relevant activity. So in this case, let's say, for example, you activate southeast because water can be in the southeast. You activate southeast for the tiger year, and then you say you're looking for love. You're looking for love, so you're going to put a water feature in your southeast sector. And then what? You sit there and wait for the universe to send a man with a ribbon around his neck to your doorstep, is it? Cannot, right?
Go on
Put
Tinder.
the word out. You have to put the word out to your friends that, hey, look, you're looking to be hitched, you know, do they know anyone who they can match you up with? You can go talk to dating agencies, you can get participative in social events, then you'll meet somebody. So even without water activation, if you're carrying out all this activity, you will surely have the chance to meet someone. It's just that your chances is like that. But when you activate, it becomes like that. You see what it does? It increases your opportunity level, your percentage of success. Follow?
Yep.
So if you do water activation, but you have no relevant activity, you get 0. Having said that, doesn't mean that today you all rush out and buy a big pail with a bubble pump and then put it into your E sector, because you have to see what's outside, Sachi or not, and what stars are there. Because people tend to forget the external form is very important. If you don't care about that, or you're ignorant, or you choose not to qualify it, and then you happy, you go and put all these things in place, and then trouble happens, very hard to control. Okay? A water feature needs only a container and bubble pump. Aquatic life is totally optional. So what do I mean by aquatic life? Turtle lah, fish lah, how many fish lah, goldfish lah, or is it swordtail fish, or is it black goldfish lah, or angel fish lah, discus lah, all this is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. It can be longkang fish also, for all I care. Longkang fish, for the benefit of our non-Singaporean friends, are fish that you can catch in the drain outside. Cheap. Okay? Aquatic life is completely optional. Some people choose to do plant landscaping in the tank, also can. Okay? Fish tank must be uncovered. Why? If the fish tank is covered with your fish tank light lah, fish tank cover lah, filter lah, don't know what, and then the water no longer is accessible, then the chi collect where? Right? Chi collects on water ma. So when you close the top of the tank, then the chi collect where? Then you put the tank for what? All right. Next. I left a website link here. I want you guys to go take a look. I actually sent out the link earlier last week. You go take a look as to why toilets are such a big subject in China. Okay. When you flush the toilet, you are not flushing away your money. Why? In olden days, toilet is outdoor one. No matter which country you're in, toilet is an outdoor thing. Correct or not? I think in the Western world, you call it an outhouse. Yeah. Even when I was younger and I went to my grandpa's house in Penang, where we spent all our school holidays, right? The toilet, the shower toilet is in the house, in the kitchen area, but the WC toilet is outside. Yeah. So in modern day, like now, our toilets are in the house, convenience. So how are you? It's just a modern day convenient way of living. But people somehow tend to equate that with flushing away your money. Why? Qi collects on water but needs surface area and depth. So when you use the bathroom, this is the WC, the water is always collected about this level, right? But how much water do you need in a water activation? Do you remember when I talked about using metal to cure star 2 and star 5? I said for every 1,000 square feet of built up space, you need 60 kilo. Yeah, so it's the same for water activation. Yes, Hanshi is correct. For the same is applicable for water activation. For every 1,000 square feet of built up property, you need 60 liters of water and a bubble pump and a container. What material the container is made of? Earthen pot lah, plastic lah, glass lah, ceramic lah, we don't care. We don't care. As long as the container can hold the 60 liters or more if your property is bigger. Okay? If you are still very uneasy about flushing the toilet, then you can don't flush. You can go back to China ways, use a matong. This is the olden day toilet. We use a bucket, the bucket system. Okay? So, yeah. Toilet above main door, good or no good? That means, I mean, in Singapore we live in HDB, so it doesn't affect us much. But for those living in landed or those our Western friends here, the toilet bowl above the main door, not the toilet itself. The focal point for toilet is the toilet bowl. If the toilet bowl or the bathtub is above the main door, it becomes sachi. I can't read the Chinese word, but I put it there for your reference. Okay. Loss of wealth. Again, if the ceiling is 15 feet or above, between your ground floor and your second floor, 15 feet, no problem. 12 feet, not so bad. Anything below that is kind of not very good. So what can you do? You can't move your main door, right? You move your WC lah, move your bathtub lah. Okay. Dining table. Toilet above the kitchen stove. Again, you move the toilet or you move the stove lah. It's just straightforward. Hygiene issue ma. If the piping leaks, piping got problem, that's it lah. Everything goes into your kitchen stove lah. Your food you're preparing. It's hygiene issue. Again, if the ceiling is 15 feet, no problem. Move WC or bathtub or the stove. Very simple. Just move something out of the way. Clear? Huh? Very simple and straightforward. Don't need to worry so much. Huh? Is your bed directly under the toilet? If it is, move your bed. Because you can move the bed far easier than you can move a WC or a bathtub. Again, ceiling height 12 to 15 feet, no issue. Basically, toilet, bed, stove cannot be in one line. That's all. Clear? Shoe cabinet, we covered this before. The reason why people don't like it by the door is because the Chinese word makes it sound like it's sadness, so they don't like it. But it's more of a hygiene issue. So what are the things that are not important? What color should I paint my wall? Not important. Paint it any color you want because feng shui does not, classical feng shui does not take into account colors. Okay, but obviously if you're going to paint your place black, you're going to paint your wall black, then unless you're into the whole goth thing, some people are, you like it, then you keep it lah. Then some people say want to paint the bedroom wall earth brown, can or not? Mud brown. If you like it, go for it. But understand that if you're going to paint your rooms a dark color, it's going to be very difficult to reinstate it to its original white color. You have to do many layers after that. Yeah. The current room that I'm actually using, my son decided to paint it a very dark navy blue when he was occupying the room. The current bedroom is a south. South is fire. Yet he chose to paint it dark blue. And I said, okay, because why? It's just color. It doesn't represent, I mean, it's not water, you understand? Yes, blue is associated with the water element. Water element counters south, which is fire element, but does feng shui work that way? No. So he painted it a dark blue. And I said, okay, the day you move out to be with your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever, you will please paint it white again. So he did, and he had to paint 5 layers. So just be aware, if you're going to paint your room a dark color, this is the result. You have to paint many times to get rid of the dark color, okay? The material of your kitchen cabinet, your floor tile, doesn't matter. It's all personal preference. Your door shape, material, color, and size also doesn't matter. This one we covered in the first sharing, yeah? Your toilet seat with cutesy designs. You know, some people got mermaid, got fish, got ocean life on their toilet seat design. Very nice, huh? All that is not feng shui. It's all personal taste. Clear? So the whole point of feng shui is to make your life more comfortable, not to inconvenience you, right? So there must be logic when someone says, hey, you should do A, B, C. You ask, why? What's the logic behind it? If after they explain to you and you don't agree with the logic, then okay, you have a choice. You either follow or don't follow. But understand that if you want to change your life with feng shui, you have to be practicing the so-called true feng shui lah. Can we agree on that? So the question comes down to what is true feng shui, right? I mean, everybody says their version is true. So you do a little bit of test. You do your own testing.